Well, guys, congratulations on earning this diamond call. I'm really proud of you guys. Thanks for being patient as we are getting these technical difficulties worked out. This is Brooke Hemingway, and if you have not heard of Brooke Hemingway, I don't know where you have been, because she is a diamond emerald. She works this business from Hawaii and with her husband, and they have how many kids, Brooke?
We have 6 kids.
6 kids, and she was the top earner of all of convention credits. So she knows how to work it. I'm not sure how many jewels she has on her team, but they work hard and they go for it. So I'm super excited to hear from her and for her to love on our team for a little bit. So take it away, Brooke.
Hey guys, again, I apologize hugely for that snafu there, trying to get on for 10 minutes, but I'm glad I'm here. Just to answer your question, I don't have a ton of jewels on my team. I have lots of golds and senior golds and rubies, and so we're still a pretty young team because I've only been in this business for 2 years and 2 months. 2 years and 2 months. So I have myself as a jewel under myself as an emerald. My husband's an emerald. My sister's an emerald. One of my good friends is an emerald, and then under her, she has 2 emeralds. So we're just still a young team, and that is really exciting and should be really exciting to you, because if you guys are a young team and you've only been in this business for a couple of years, you should be excited about all the possibilities and the potential ahead. And that's just really been on my mind to share as well with my teams lately, is to be excited about the potential. I am someone that believes that if you work hard and you become a professional at what you do and an expert at what you do, which anybody can do through educating yourself, then you can truly be the best at what you do. You can learn how to build an incredible business. It's not something that only a select, elite, few popular people can do. It really is something that anybody can do. And I had this great talk with one of my rubies the other day. And so I was thinking a lot about this, and I was thinking about how I felt about this in the beginning as well. You know, when I started Plexus and I looked around and I saw all these people that were at the top of the company, I felt like maybe it was just a popularity contest. And who was I to think that I could be at the top of the company? I don't know if any of you have ever felt that way or thought, that's like a nice idea, but I don't look like those other girls, and I don't have the kind of network that those other girls have. And, who am I to be in this pond with all these big fish? Well, I would just say, who are you not to be? Because you're just as special as the next person, and you're just as capable and able of learning this craft, because this is really a craft. You're just as capable of learning this craft as the next person. And so one of my favorite things to do in life is to prove people wrong. And not in like a mean way, but to just be that person that maybe you didn't even think you could do it, and just surprise yourself. So I want you to be that person that surprises your leader, that surprises yourself, that actually does the thing that, maybe other people didn't think that you could do. And that is something that we can all achieve. And so I think a lot of people are curious about my journey because, I'm someone that came from a small network. I'm someone that didn't have a ton of Facebook friends. I'm someone that had to really create my network and use systems and train other people how to grow a strong business. And maybe if I could offer you some suggestions and some advice on how to duplicate and how to train down and make things simple for your team members to duplicate. It's in here. I got to hand a binky back. There you go. In there. So a couple of things that I would say about duplication is that a lot of times in this business, we maybe don't break it down into the simplest things for people, and we don't give new people the words to say. And I don't know about you, but maybe you remember when you were a new ambassador, you weren't even silver, and maybe your sponsor asked you to post on Facebook, or we're working on getting a binky in back there. Asked you to post on Facebook, asked you to message your friends and family, and you didn't know what to say. You had no idea what to say, and it was uncomfortable to you, and it gave you sweaty armpits, and it just made you feel really uncomfortable. Well, if you can put yourself in those shoes, and if what you can do is create the words that people are going to say and create those scripts and share with them, you know what? This is what it would sound like, and it's not as scary as it seems. And you put that out there to them, and you give them the words to say before they can even tell you, no, I don't think I want to do that, or no, I'm not comfortable sharing, because you're showing them right up front that it's really not that scary. So has been one of the most useful things that I'm going to hop out here, guys, and let my little son help her out. So here we go. So anyway, that has been one of the most important things that I've done from the very beginning. When someone starts, I say, you know, if I showed you a little bit of a post or a little bit of a message, would you be interested in sending this to a few of your family and friends that you think could really use these products? And then I will literally copy and paste that message or copy and paste that post to them, like before they can even tell me yes or no. I say, here's what it would look like. And then I copy and paste it. And I just feel like that brings the resistance down for people, because they get to see that it's not a salesy or a gimmicky thing. And really what we're trying to do is to help everybody that starts have a partner to start with. Have an accountability partner. That's something that I always talk about a lot. That if you think about this, if every single ambassador that joins you had at least one accountability partner start with them, one friend or family member, how much your business would grow and how great your retention rate would be. It would be incredible, because
She's
because
back.
when you do anything with a partner, whether it's like a healthy lifestyle change, a healthy diet, you know, an exercise program, a supplementation program, when you start with somebody else, you're going to be more successful. And ultimately, people need to be successful on the products in order to have a desire to keep sharing. A lot of times you can get people to go silver, but if they're struggling with their products and they're struggling with their health journey, you're going to have a hard time keeping them hanging on. So you want them to have those accountability partners, and you want to you know, really help them with their products, help them to get the results that they want, help them to get to silver as fast as they can, because maybe they're going to be somebody that doesn't have great results right away, but their mom does, or their sister does, or their best friend does. And at least if they have one or two of their 3 or 4 people that are having great results, they're going to keep going on the products until they get to that point where they have great results. So that has been huge for duplication for me, and huge for growing my business. When I went diamond, I didn't have, I only had Emily as an emerald. She was an emerald. But aside from that, I was really a team of golds and senior golds. And so a lot of people, I think, are waiting around to have all these amazing, super strong legs and all these runners that are going to like take them like to the top and help them grow their business huge. But if you can just break it down seriously by the power of 3, and then get yourself a team full of golds, you can go really far, actually quite fast. And I think a lot of times we overlook the potential in the people that we already have. So you might have people underneath you that maybe they're not going to be jewels, or they're not going to go to diamond, but they're going to be senior gold, or they're going to be gold. And so you might overlook them and think, well, they don't have a ton of influence, or they don't have a lot of Facebook friends, or they're not super outgoing. But I don't want you to overlook those people. I want you to see the potential in everyone underneath you, because I feel like everyone and anyone can get to gold if they're willing to work for it. And if you have a team full of a ton of golds, you're an emerald, you're a sapphire, you're a diamond. So definitely don't overlook people's potential. I feel like the other thing that's been really big on my heart and on my mind is patience and consistency. I have had a couple team members recently that are fairly new, and I think what happens a lot of times is we look at other people's journey. We talk about comparison a lot. But if you are someone that's feeling really impatient in your journey, and you're feeling dissatisfied with your progress, and you really are putting in the time and the effort and the learning and the personal growth, and you're doing all those steps that you're supposed to do, and you're stepping outside of your comfort zone, you're messaging people, you're posting, you're continually learning, you're doing all of those things, and you're still not experiencing really great growth, just hang on. Be patient, because you cannot force things. You must let things take their natural course. And for some of us, like myself, for whatever reason, I got momentum really fast. But that's not the case for everybody, and that's okay. It doesn't mean you're never going to experience momentum. Now, if we had a room full of jewels and diamonds, you would see that. If we pulled them, I would say probably half of them had a really slow beginning and then hit a streak where they hit some momentum. They were still personally recruiting people, and they ended up finding a couple people to work the business with them. And then the other half, maybe they had faster momentum. Neither one is better than the other. Neither path is better than the other. Each gets to the same endpoint. Each gets to the same place. And it's not a race. It is not a race. And so don't ever compare your journey to me or your jewel upline or your sideline sisters that go, Ruby and senior Ruby before you. Like, it's okay. You just keep your head down and you stay focused on your growth and your goals every single month, and becoming the best friend, the best network marketer, the best product expert, the person that is able to, get outside of their comfort zone the most, like most willing to try new things. Because if what you're doing is not working and you've been doing it for a long time, then maybe you need to mix it up. Maybe you need to try something new. So anyways, consistency and not comparing yourself. Because if you're doing that and you don't have patience, you're just going to be so frustrated. And there's no reason. This is not the kind of thing that is meant to be easy. It's not meant to be easy. And just because someone goes fast and you go slower doesn't mean you're not as good as somebody else that's doing it. We all come into this business with different networks. We all come into this business with a different amount of time to dedicate to our business. We all come into this business with a different amount of belief in ourselves, with different testimonials. And so it is impossible to compare your journey to anybody else. But I can tell you that the people in my organization that have been with me from the beginning, that have been consistent all along and working with on their personal growth, these are people that were stuck at gold or senior gold for a long time. I just had 2 of them just go Ruby, and very soon they will go senior Ruby. And they could have quit at gold and been like, you know what? This is taking a lot of time. And I'm putting a lot of effort into this. I'm doing this a couple hours a day, and I'm not a Ruby yet, or I'm not a senior Ruby yet. It comes, guys. It comes to those who wait. Good things come to those who wait and those who work. So put in that consistent effort, and I promise you guys, that your growth will come. I don't know when, but it will come. And it will come at the right time when you're able to handle it. I think that a lot of times we want to force things. And if you're spiritual at all, or you believe in God and divine timing, I really feel like you have to believe that God is going to give you what you can handle. And so maybe you're not ready to take on the responsibility of 100 people or 150 or 500 people. Maybe you're not ready yet. There's something else you have to learn. And be patient as you're waiting, and continue to become that person that attracts other people. Continue to become your very best person. I had this conversation with my sweet sister-in-law, who's been a gold ambassador for over a year. And she's going through all of the motions, and she's doing all of the things that she needs to do to, you know, build her business. She messages people, she posts, she joins the team calls, she does the IPA challenges, but she's not personally transforming her life, if that makes sense. And this is not necessarily about what you look like. So I want to be clear about that, okay? But she is somebody that personally needs to go on more of a health journey. And when she takes that step to really transform herself and take care of herself, and maybe for you that's spiritually, maybe for you it's emotionally, maybe you're carrying around 50 extra pounds, and if you do the work and you inspire people, they'll join you. Or maybe it's a personal growth thing that you really need to transform. And so for her, I said, you know, what do you feel like is really missing? What do you feel like you really need to grow at or get better at personally in your life outside of Plexus? Outside of Plexus, what are the things that you need to do to make you a better person? To make you that person that attracts people that want to do this with you. And so I want you heading into this new year to think about, you know what, I can have all these business goals and all these goals of how many people I'm going to reach out to. And like, you know, all that stuff is great and you need to do that. But what are your other goals? What else do you need to work on? Become that person that is continually working on yourself, becoming the best version of yourself, and you will continue to attract people that want change in their life. You will inspire people to want change in their life. You will attract a higher quality of person. I don't know if some of you were at Leaders Retreat. I wish I could see all your hands, but I know some of you were at Leaders Retreat, and John Maxwell talked about how a 2 cannot attract a 10. So on a scale of personal growth and development and where you are with your personal life goals and character goals, are you a 2? Are you a 5? Are you a 9? I don't really think anybody's ever a 10. If you're a 10, then you think you're a 10, then you probably have an overinflated sense of yourself. But you know what I mean? Like, where are you? And don't be mean to yourself. Just do an honest assessment on a scale of 1 to 10. Where am I in my physical health? In inspiring people. On a scale of 1 to 10, where am I in my spiritual health? Where am I in my emotional health? How can I improve that so that I can attract those people that I want to run with me? And then before the end of the year, I want you to take that week between Christmas and New Year's, and I want you to deeply reflect on those things and set not only business goals for yourself, but make a commitment to yourself to improve and set up a plan of action to change your life in those areas. And then I want you to share that journey with people on social media. I want you to share that journey with your friends and family. I want you to invite them to join you. If you know they need spiritual growth, if you know they need physical health changes, they need to exercise more, they need to eat healthier, and you do too, invite them to join you. They're going to want to follow you. They're going to want to watch what you're doing. And part of what you're doing is Plexus. So I really feel like that's such a huge part of it. And it goes into personal growth and development. And as you become the very best version of yourself, not of anybody else, but the very best version of yourself, you are going to attract the right people and your business is going to skyrocket because you are enough. But maybe you have not been the best version of yourself. So that's what we're going to work on going into 2018, but you're going to be kind to yourself. You're going to have compassion. You're not going to be critical of yourself. You're just going to have an honest sit down with yourself. And then the second thing you're going to do is have an honest sit down with yourself about your business. You're going to say, you know what, am I really expanding my network every week? Am I adding new friends, new contacts? Am I talking to people in person? Am I expanding my network and reaching out to new people? And am I organized? Am I following up with people, or have I lost track of people? Am I truly doing IPA every day? Like real IPA, not scrolling Facebook, you know, at least 30 minutes where you are not interrupted by anything else, where all you're doing is building relationships, and reaching out to people. A minimum of 30 minutes a day. We all have 30 minutes in a day. If you can do an hour, even better. An hour of relationship building and messaging people, but at least a half an hour. And I don't care if you work full-time or part-time or you're a stay-at-home mom, you have a half an hour a day, but you must be disciplined. And so the last thing I want to talk about is discipline, just ending on discipline. Discipline is such a hard thing. And I struggle with discipline, and I would probably be considered one of the more disciplined people. But discipline is really necessary. It's necessary to be successful at your goals. It's necessary to wake up every morning, and whether or not you want to do the things that will improve your life, that will improve your business, that will improve your bank account, that will improve your self-esteem, that will improve your fitness level, whether or not you want to do those things every day, have a sound mind and a sound heart and a firm determination to do those things, even when you don't want to. Because one thing that I know for sure is that all of us that are jewels, emeralds, sapphires, and diamonds, we've done our work on the days that we didn't want to. We've gotten up, we've sent the messages, we've posted, we've done team challenges, all the while maybe struggling through loss, through pain, through discouragement, through hardships in our marriage, through the loss of a loved one. But we still get up and we still do those things that we need to do. And that takes grit, and that takes determination, and that takes discipline. And so if you can train yourself to be disciplined, even if it's just in one area, start with one thing. So right now my thing is I had gotten out of my spiritual practice, aside from going to church, and also not reading every single day. And I believe that you should always be reading a good book. And so I decided this week, every morning before I got on my phone, before I did any work, I was going to get up and I was going to read from the scriptures. And then I was going to read a chapter from my book. And that's how I'm going to start my day every single day. And I'm going to also say my prayers. That's something that I know I must do to keep my head on straight, to keep focused, to have inspiration and guidance. Because I feel like if you don't have inspiration and guidance in this business, it's really difficult. And so you don't have to have my faith. You don't even have to have a spiritual, a faith that you practice, but just a connection to something higher than you. Find a personal practice that can keep you centered and balanced, and that can keep you focused, because you are going to be able to guide your team, to guide your own personal self and your business so much more clearly and so much more focused if your self-care and your practice of those things is non-negotiable. So make that non-negotiable in the new year. Sit down and have that little check-in with yourself. Make yourself some goals outside of Plexus that's going to make you the best version of yourself. And then have that honest meeting with yourself about what your daily actions in your business really look like. And then commit to some sort of disciplined routine that's going to help you to stay disciplined with those actions that you've really been struggling with. And then aside from that, guys, just always take it back to the basics for duplication. What did it feel like to be silver? What did it feel like to be gold? And coach your team members in that way. Give them the words to say. Break it down into the simple. Help them to see their next milestone. Don't get too far ahead of them. Stay right there next to them. Don't make it too complicated. It really is a simple business. So anyway, I don't know if that was what you were looking for, but that's been on my mind.
Awesome. Thank you, Brooke. That was really good. Are you open to having people ask questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Anybody have a question? I wanted to open it up. Alyssa?
I'm jumping in. Well, first of all, I'm super excited to hear from you, because on our team, we call you're a verb. We say, have you Brooke Hemingway that person? So you're a verb. So you've taught us a lot, and we're so excited. My team knows what I'm talking about. BW, whatever it is, but you're a verb. Anyway, but I'm very similar in that I'm spread very wide. I have a lot of golds and senior golds. I don't have a gem yet, and I'm an emerald. But because of that, I feel like I'm constantly in battle with myself as far as like I feel like I'm always on call. Does that make sense? Like I feel like I'm always on call. I'm answering everything. I have a hard time shutting down, and I have a hard time taking a break. Does that make sense at all? So
Yeah,
what do you do to like stop? Or do you? You know?
Well, for a long time I didn't. In fact, until recently, I probably didn't. And that's part of the reason why I went diamond emerald in 2 years.
Which isn't a bad thing.
Well, it's not, but I've come to the point where I've realized that I need boundaries. And so I've established more boundaries. So Sundays are off for me.
Okay.
And then I now, if someone's been working with me for a while, whether they're a gold or a senior gold, they have a lot of experience. They may not be like in an upper rank, but they know enough that they can really mostly take care of themselves. So I'm not necessarily going to run to their message right away. I'm going to let them sit for a while and figure it out. And so I don't hop on my messages like crazy anymore. The only people that I rush to now are my new people.
Okay.
That are sharing, that have three-way messages going with me, that are brand new, that they really need me. They really do need me. So I don't make them wait. You have to prioritize.
Okay.
And it's not that you don't care. It's not that she doesn't care about golds and senior golds and, other people. It's just that you guys have to learn to be self-sufficient. And if you're always helping them all the time and doing everything for them, you're not raising up leaders. You're raising up dependent children.
True.
And you want to be a leader. I did not have a leader that did everything for me. Amy was incredible, but she empowered me. She said, this is how you find that out. This is how you research. This is how you do that. So I went and found the answer myself. And through trial and error, I learned a lot of things. And you want to be raising up leaders. And you can even have that call with them. You can gather them all together and say, you know what, guys, I've kind of been doing this wrong. And I feel like I've sort of been handicapping you as leaders. And I want to empower you. And so, these are going to be sort of my boundaries now. And I'm going to take Sundays off. I'm not going to be on Messenger, from this time to this time. And give yourself a little bit of boundaries and let yourself breathe and let them become leaders.
Yeah. Thank you. I struggle with that.
It's hard. It's a control thing too. We like to control.
I'm a little freak.
And it's fear-based because we're afraid if we don't do it for them or we don't help them that they're going to quit.
That's exactly it.
But if something like that is going to make you quit, you are going to quit anyway.
Totally.
It's just a slow death. So don't wait around for your sponsor to help you. Don't wait around for your sponsor to answer the questions for you. Don't. Do it yourself whenever you can, and be that person that even if your sponsor is not super supportive, you're just going to keep going. And I'm not saying that was my sponsor. My sponsor was super supportive, encouraging, but she didn't do everything for me, which was a blessing.
Yeah. Mine's pretty good. It's Emily.
Yeah. Exactly.
Thank you so much.
You're good.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And you guys can really start even as golds and senior golds and rubies. Like, you guys can teach your silvers and your golds how to be leaders, how to lead themselves. Because really we want to be self-motivated people. And we want self-motivated people. And, I do a lot for people. I do. But I'm also gaining more in that area. And I've learned that I've been doing this long enough to know that some people are just going to quit. And I want to invest my time, and I'm sure your leaders want to invest their time in people that are willing to do a little bit of work, that are willing to go through a little bit of struggle and a little bit of growth. And when I see people that are willing to do that and that are really trying and working, I will work harder for them. So if you're on this call and you're a gold or a senior gold, show your leaders how amazing you are. Show them that you are trying, that you're working, that you're doing the things they teach you and train you to do, and that you're trying to be sort of self-sufficient and find the answers to the questions you have. And they are going to want to just work with you even more. It's a joy to work with people that are coachable and teachable and that actually apply what you're teaching them. And really, all of us, our time is valuable. And so respect each other's time. So
thank you.
Anyway.
Good. Anybody else have a question for Brooke? Rebecca?
I have one question, but I have
go ahead, Alicia.
Screaming right here too. Hey, hi Brooke. I'm Alicia.
Hi.
I'm actually just a silver ambassador right now.
Not just, you are a silver.
I am, and your whole patience conversation was like directly towards me for real.
Okay.
High school, and I have 5 kids, so I totally know about having the millions of children situation.
Yes.
And this sounds really conceited, but I'm just going to say it. Like, I feel like when I've worked really hard at things in the past, like things happen and it works out and it works out. And this, I feel like I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. And I feel like I'm doing all of my stuff. And yeah, I don't have a ton of time, but I feel like I've been doing as much as I can every day. And like my people are not coming. Like I don't know where my team people are. I have no idea. Like I have, you know, wholesale customers that just do their thing, but I don't know. So thank you for saying all of that, but also like, I don't know, it's tough. Like, hey,
so what does God want you to learn? What are you supposed to learn through this experience? Not everything that you put your finger to turns to gold. And not everything works out in the timeline that you want. And that is not a fun lesson. I get it. Because typically, I'm the same way. I can work hard, I can exert myself, things happen, right? But there must be something else you need to learn. So go inside of yourself and figure out, what is it that I'm supposed to learn? And then the other thing is, just practically speaking, is keep loving on your wholesale ambassadors, because you never know when they're going to become a business builder. And keep thinking, really focus on their color personality. What about the business would be attractive to them? Do they love to help people? Do they love the fun stuff? Do they care about money? Are they driven and disciplined? Are they like a green person that loves facts and information? And like, what is it about them that, or are you speaking to them in the right way? Are you just speaking to them in your personality? Or are you speaking to them in a language that they can hear and understand and that moves them to work? And if you're not familiar with color personalities, read the 4 color personalities for MLMs. And that will help you in understanding what your people, like what their personalities are and how to talk to them, because that actually is really, really, really important. And even in talking with your prospects, and then just keep putting the time in, just keep putting the effort in, because there is no timeline. I always think about Sarah Marble taking like 7 months to go silver. I mean, so what? She's a diamond. Like, you know, it's just, if you really truly are exerting a lot of effort and you're doing the work, but you just don't have a lot of patience, then patience is a virtue, and that's something you're going to have to learn. But in the meantime, you become the best version of you. You watch videos about how to talk to people, how to relate to people, how to relate to the color personalities, how to overcome cost objections, how to get people to share. Like, you become this amazing network marketer while you're waiting, because there's no such thing as luck. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. And so you prepare the heck out of yourself. Is going to come along where you come across a few people that are just, they're going to join you, and you're going to be prepared, and you're going to know how to train them. You're going to know how to run with them. And it's like, boom, magic meets opportunity. So just do that in the meantime, and then think about what lesson it is you're really supposed to learn. All right, guys.
Thank you.
I have to hop off actually because I've got to be on my own. I do weekly accountability calls, and I have to be on an accountability call in like 5 minutes.
Oh, well, Brooke, thank you so much for loving on my team and just for, being One Plexus, because we just so look up to you and we really appreciate your time. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Oh,
Thanks